What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. I want to focus in on Kevin Hayes breaking out for the Boston College Eagles. Talked about his brother Jimmy having a pretty solid run of it lately with the Florida Panthers, but Kevin really having himself a very solid senior season at Boston College. First round pick of the Blackhawks back in that great 2010 draft, and I remember having a conversation with my father, who's been one of Kevin's biggest fans since his days at Noble Prep School. And said that Chicago earned taking him. They could have had Charlie Coyle. They could have had Emerson Edom, two guys that are bona fide NHL players, and more so Coyle than Edom. I think Edom's definitely getting there. And that's what he's talking. The kid's 3-4 months younger than you are. Why would you write him off? And there was some issues with maturity last year at Boston College, which happens to the best of us. That's not self-incriminating at all, but. It's like his productivity at BC was solid, if not spectacular. But you look at it last year before he had season-ending surgery, had 25 points in 27 games, just under a point a game. After having 28 points as a sophomore, 44 games, and 14 points in 31 games as a freshman. The skill level was always there. I mean, I was at the national semifinals in Tampa. I was at the finals too. But he scored a goal against University of Minnesota to go to the national championship game. It was a blowout game, but he sniped short side. And I was sitting on that side of the head. But wow, the skill levels. There's a reason he was a first round pick, and this year he's really putting it on display. A part of it is a product of playing with Billy Arnold and Johnny Gaudreau, two of the best players in college hockey. But I think he's a big part of their success as well. I mean, I think they feed off each other very well. And this year he's been a stud. 56 points in 37 games for BC. I know they got knocked out against Notre Dame last week, but. They'll make noise in the NCAA tournament. I mean, I'll be damned if you're betting against them in the tournament because they're, it's an experienced roster and those guys have, been there, done that. And just looking at what he's been able to do, this is a guy that 6 months ago I was saying the Chicago Blackhawks made him offer a contract to, and just take the second round pick compensation in 2015 in that deep draft. And the reality of the situation is he might be telling the Blackhawks to buzz off and saying, you know what? I can wait till August, sign a big deal. It's not, Jimmy come up with the Blackhawks, was in their minor league system for a while. It's not like the Brothers Chicago system anymore. You could join them in South Florida or, whoever. I mean, you're kind of like a Justin Schultz type situation. I don't know if that's the case, but, I think definitely this is the reason why you got to be patient with prospect development. I mean, last year, he had a solid stat line. I saw him play a couple times last year when I was in Boston. But he, this year he's really, again, putting it together, and I think he has, Gaudreau's the best player in college hockey, but I think he has as much to do with the success of that line as, as anyone does. And, to see him go from being, a kid right out of prep school, kind of struggling as a freshman, to being a truly elite college hockey player is pretty cool. And the contract situation is something to keep an eye on. I'm not saying it's gonna be a Justin Schultz situation, but I'm not saying it isn't. A lot can change in 6 months, and BC has, I believe, a lot of hockey left to play in them. I think they'll use the loss to Notre Dame in the Hockey East quarterfinals to as motivation going forward. But we'll see what the next step is for Mr. Hayes and the Eagles. But it's been a good couple months for the Hayes family of Dorchester, Massachusetts, which is, as a fellow Boston kid and a fellow Massel, obviously one of the same. It's good to see. Anyway, that's this episode of the Power Play with CJ on Kevin Hayes of Boston College, being one of college hockey's breakout seniors this year. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.